Hey, dear people, I read a book named Basic Christian Doctrines by Barnabas, and there he debunks 7 various false theories on the resurrection of Jesus Christ, which I would like to share with you. So actually, many skeptics who do not believe in the resurrection of Jesus had proposed various theories to explain the resurrection of Jesus Christ. For example, the fraud theory. This theory says that some people, especially, they say that the resurrection was a hoax invented by the disciples. It was a story invented by the disciples, a lie invented by the disciples. But my question is, how will the disciples invent it and then be ready to die for it? Because nobody will die for a lie. And the second false theory is the Swoon Theory. This theory suggests that Jesus actually did not die on the cross, he just fainted on the cross, as the tomb was cool, and he revived because of spices and rest he got. But how will a person survive after being certified dead by the piercing in the heart and being inside a tomb for 3 days? Because in Jewish tradition, the inanimate part of man was said to hover over the body for 3 days, showing the possibility of resurrection. By the 4th day, the spirit used to leave the body as decay set in. Lazarus' sister expressed this belief on the 4th day when she commented when the tomb was opened. By being 3 days and 3 nights in the grave, Jesus demonstrated that he was dead from a Jewish perspective. The third false theory is the hallucination theory. Now, this theory says that the disciples had a deep desire, a longing to see Jesus again. So they saw Jesus in their hallucinations, in their imaginations. But my dear friends, how can hundreds of people hallucinate at one time and in various places of appearance of Jesus? Because we see in Luke chapter 24 and also in Acts chapter 1 verse 3, 500 people cannot have the same hallucination at the same time. The fourth false theory is the ghost theory. It says that the disciples saw a ghost and imagined that it was the Jesus for real. But my question is, how can a ghost have flesh and bones? How can a ghost eat and drink and be touched by the people? Because we see there are so many evidences in the Bible. The fifth false theory is the myth theory. Now, this theory says that the resurrection of Jesus is a myth or a wild story handed down to others by the disciples. But how can a myth be believed by millions of people over the history of the world as truth? It's not possible. The sixth false theory is the theory of mistaken tomb. This theory suggests that the women and the disciples went to a wrong tomb on the resurrection day. But the question is, if they had gone to the wrong tomb, then the dead body from the right tomb would have been produced as a proof when they claim the truth that Jesus has risen, that Jesus is resurrected. Now, how else could Jesus' present worldwide influence be explained except on the ground that he did rise from the dead? Because if Jesus did not rise from the dead, then the whole Christianity is a lie. Yes, Christ rose from the dead, as Peter said in Acts chapter 2 verse 24, because the grave could not hold the living God. Jesus rose with the resurrected body. The resurrection was the ultimate manifestation of the power of God, as the Bible says, that is in Ephesians chapter 1 verse 19 and 20. And the seventh false theory is the theory of stolen body. It says that the dead body of Jesus was stolen by the disciples of Jesus Christ. And later on, they claimed that Jesus is resurrected. But the question is, they were afraid. The disciples were afraid. They were hiding because of fear, because their master, their teacher has been crucified by the people. Not only that, the stealing is against the Christian principle of morality. They cannot go against that. And over that, the Roman soldiers were securing with Roman sealed outside the tomb of Jesus Christ, right? If Jesus' body was stolen by the disciples, then the Roman soldiers would have been killed by the government, because it is their responsibility to take care of the body. So they would have been killed because of their failure in securing the tomb. So all these 7 theories has been debunked by Barnabas in his book, Basic Christian Doctrines. I suggest you to read that. He has very precisely and very with a simple language, he has produced the Christian doctrines. Thank you so much. God bless you. See you soon, people.